What's going on, everybody? It's Justin Sarachik, editor-in-chief of Rapzilla.com, and we are here with another episode of Pen Game 101, where we break down the pen of the artist. Then we play a game with the artist, and then that 101 is they take us to school about the album or project. I am here with my panelists, Richard Cutright, Luke DiMarzio, and unfortunately, we are missing Elijah Matos today, but it's all good, and we are going to have a dope discussion today. Or I can only imagine that it will be dope because these guys always have a lot to say. D1 and Murs for their album, He's the Christian and I'm the Rapper. So before we speak to them, let's dive into this project. So let's kick it off with No Pictures of Jesus.
Yeah, No Pictures of Jesus. I thought this was a really strong way to open up the album. I don't care what color he is. I care who he is. And it's just talking about distractions, how, like, that's not the point. Like, the point is what he did. It's about the word of God rather than the look of God. I thought there were some really cool points that they made in that. I thought the loop was nice. This is the first track we're hearing like this sonically. We're getting introduced to like what they're trying to do. I thought it all worked really well on this first track.
Right. I agree. This record was a dope way to come out the gate. I like how D painted the contrast from the denominational experience, you know what I'm saying? Like between, the issues that some have with them, like, with Black church, quote unquote, stealing money, and Catholic church and all the drama that goes on in there, to the importance of following Christ, not because of his color, but like you said, because of who he is. Then Murs followed through with the second verse, elbow drops out the gate, you know what I'm saying? His first 4 bars crushing the need to dispute Christ's color. He's like, everybody chasing follows. That's a new addiction. Won't follow the survivor of the crucifixion. I like,
yeah.
How do you do the Yoda? You know what I'm saying? Bro, that was a crazy bar. It was super dope how they tackled that. Because that's an issue that has a lot of Black Christians leaving the faith today. You know what I'm saying? And it's an issue for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It is and it isn't, it shouldn't be, but it is. You know what I'm saying? And I like the way they tackled it. Plus, if you watch the video, they was dressed up as 2 Mormons, you know what I mean? Like kind of Mormons going from door to door with the people. I wonder if they got anybody saved. Were they out there really preaching? Or was it a video? Was it a video where they was preaching? But the video fits the song awesome. If you ain't see it, watch it. It's super duper dope.
Now, the next track, They Don't Want Me to Win. First of all, I love D1 on this chorus. He goes crazy. They don't want me to win. And he just goes in on it. I told him that before, and it just really hypes you up. So what did you guys think of that track?
Yeah, I really like D1's performance on this track. Like, his first verse is really nice. He just really came at it really hard. Like, he was amped up, I could tell. And I actually wasn't really feeling that hook. I got tired of it by the end. This is what I call a 7-11. So you say 7 words 11 times, and that's your hook. And I felt like, yeah, it was just, I appreciate like the charisma and like the way he came at it, but I think I got some ear fatigue by the end of the track.
I can see that. Like, I dig both of the ways that they switched up the cadence, because coming from a track like that, how Murs came and kind of switched the flow up. D with the double time, you know what I mean? He was really chopping in there. I feel like the production created a nice runway for them to get flying on. The beat did sound like something from a Tarantino film, though. Like, I thought like it was Django meet Bonanza. They was gonna have a shootout like when the record started. And like, my only issue, like you said, was kind of like with the hook. I felt like the hook didn't match the beat and the energy of D. This was kind of a hook that would go on something that would be like super trap 808s you could rock in the mosh pit, and I could see, I mean,
They really want me to,
you know what I'm saying? It sounded like Andy Mineo could have did that, and then, you know what I'm saying, it would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like that just with that hook and D's energy on that beat might have been too much and kind of overwhelmed it a little bit. But the bars was crazy, the delivery. Right. What's the line that D was like, life came full circle like a cartwheel? Right. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope. You know what I'm saying? It's really dope. But yeah.
Then we got 2 dark skin, 2 light skin, which was probably the most fun that was had on this record. And the video was dope too. Right, what do you got?
Bro, it's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? This joint showcased not only the versatility and creativity of both of their artists, of being able to attack such a heavy topic like colorism and make it humorous and insightful. They covered so much stuff. Light-skinned people be getting it bad. Is captain of the light-skinned brigade, you know what I'm saying? Because Drake he don't never respond to nobody. People think he's soft, you know what I'm saying? So I know light-skinned people, I remember somebody said light-skinned people are as hard as old lotion, you know what I mean? But they ain't really hard at all. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I can understand this struggle. I never experienced, but I understand. Then your boy Murs came back with the old girl was talking about you can't get tattooed because you too dark. They can't see it, bro. I wrestled with it in my heart. I felt that in the depth of my soul. You know what I'm saying? Dark skinned people trying to get tattooed. It just look like more skin. It don't look like, you know what I'm saying? I was there. But this was a super fun record. It shed on the plight of the division that comes with people who, set some people up, by the color of skin, even amongst every race. It did it in a humorous way. It was insightful. It was brilliant. The video was more fun. And if you ever heard it, man, listen to it. You're going to enjoy it, and you're going to gain some knowledge too.
I really like their chemistry. It just like was pouring out of this track. The collaboration was really dope. I mean, I never really think of these kind of concepts. So like as a white man, this isn't really a song I'm really gonna go back to. Like I'm gonna be bumping this down the street. But I really appreciated it for what it was, for like original concept. Like yeah, that's really dope, I thought.
The next track is How Great, which is obviously a flip on How Great Thou Art, which is a classic, legendary hymn. I'm sure everybody knows it who has spent any amount of time in church. So let's talk about that.
Man, I really liked this one. I liked the intro to that. It was a slow build, a slow burn, but it like really brought me in. There was something in the instrumental. I have a note here. There's something in the instrumental that wasn't really clean to me. It was a little cluttered underneath the verse, but then it cleaned up on the chorus. So I said maybe it's the organs, maybe it's the change in the organ tone as we get into the chorus. Something was weird there for me. I love Murs' verse, and yeah, up to this point, this is probably the best song. I thought it was dope all the way through. Just that weird thing on the instrumental. So that's all. I don't know what it was. We're not listening to it right now.
Yeah, I feel like the intro sounded like somebody got Reverend Jenkins from the Ebenezer Baptist Kojic Memorial House of Grace Resurrected Jesus Church Worldwide Incorporated Sanctuary. Just open the door and let him have it. And he was singing his heart out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it reminded me of my grandma. Anybody who hear that is gonna be reminded of their grandparents on a Sunday morning singing old hymns, especially, you know what I'm saying, in Black church, the Negro spiritual. The song had that Southern Baptist feel. I could hear sounds of tambourines and old usher ladies telling you spit your gum out. You know what I mean? In the background, in my mind. The verse is cool. I love the transparency that Murs put in the hook. Although the hook probably was the thing that I probably had the most issues with, because it sounded too much like a Too Short hook. To me, every time I heard it, I thought like Too Short was about to jump on the record. So that was it. I enjoy the artistry of it, the transparency of it, that the Southern Baptist curve that it took to build it up. And I think it was a straight record.
Let's hit him with the thoughts on Hallelujah.
Yeah, I feel like at Hallelujah, they finally hit their stride 5 tracks in. The whole album up to this point, like conceptually, it seems to point to the distractions around us. Like everything, you could pull like that concept out of each of these things, and so they're kind of hitting that. I really like the line, "If I can't lead you, then I don't need you." And I've always liked Chris Calico, and so his voice on that hook is crazy. I really, really like this. I think I playlisted this track too. This is really good. Laid back, really, really solid.
Well, I thought that was Kenton Jones on the hook first before I had looked. I was like, "Curl snap, Chris Calico back in doing some CHA. That's what's up, bro." This was another record that I felt like was crafted sonically to reflect the Black church experience, especially with the B3 style organ, like in the beat, like that heavy old school organ. It does a job to create a place of honesty and vulnerability. Murs storytelling was always superb. D opened up about the issues he has run into while trying to date. They both are dropping gems like D1, whole second verse need to be heard once a week by brothers and sisters out there, Christian mingling so they can stop the tingling. And I ain't gonna stop, I'm gonna let it stop.
No, stop.
Yeah. Right, you know what I'm saying? But it was a phenomenal song. If anything, you know what I'm saying? Like when D said, you caught up in a physical attraction, A, B, C, D, she a beautiful curvy distraction.
Yeah, and actually the interview that I did with them prior to us filming this episode, D1 actually kind of breaks down a little bit of the song and even talks about the ABC line. So everyone watching this, be on the lookout for part 2 of an interview that I did with D1 and Murs, and they break it down in there. The next track is Tough Questions, which is a deeply personal track for both artists.
Yeah, I thought this was a really cool concept. So, like you've heard rappers do this before, especially in CHH. They try to debunk all the questions that outsiders would ask. Like Gospel Gangsters, they had a song called Questions, and Solo's just like ripping off all these questions. But it's really cool because like Murs is kind of this outsider. Like while he would call himself a follower of Jesus, he still has all these questions and he's coming at it just from a different perspective, a different background, and so I really appreciated that. It's really hard for me though, as an insider, I guess if that's the language I'm going to use, as an insider to come to a track like this and like not just feel like every answer is going to be predictable. And so like as I'm listening to this, I'm like, well, I guess this would be really dope if I was someone that didn't know these answers. And so, but so then when we get to D's verse, it's actually different than anything any way that I would have answered, and it was really fresh to me. So I really appreciated that. And so like he talks about pride, put aside your pride and ego and selfishness, and I thought that was really cool. Like I think the way that he ended his rhymes, I thought those were kind of predictable. He says, I hope to see you in heaven so we can shine together. I'm wishing you the best, but more than anything, I wish upon you the peace that only Jesus can bring. Like, okay, so that's a dope rhyme, but for some reason, like I was like ready for him to say something like that towards the end. And so I just wish he would have landed differently with the whole concept.
Tough Questions is exactly what this record was. I kind of feel like you. I applaud Murs for his honesty on this record. I think that both believers and non-believers sometimes both wrestle with some of the questions that he tossed out there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That suffered a miscarriage in the past. What I kind of put in a note was kind of unexpected for me listening to KB's album and then hearing a heavily CCM style album, then listening to this album, which is heavily in the traditional gospel theme, with both mentioning dealing with the aftermath of losing a child. You know what I'm saying? It was like that this isn't something that that everybody is I'm looking for that everybody is immune to, that suffering that heartache and loss, and how they both deal with it was both different. D1 came back with some solid answers to a few of the questions, addressing out the gate the success of crack rappers over to promote positivity. I think the way he answered that was something that can be applied to everybody in CH, anybody doing Christian, because they like, blaming God for crack rappers climbing the chart, blaming on fans who buy it, go examine their heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, I do this for the Lord. I'm at the church. Y'all should come support me. Why the evil is like, nah, it's not the artist's fault. Like Cardi B said, it's not. Rhapsody is doper. You know what I'm saying? Jackie Hill Perry is doper, but people will rather support this. You know what I'm saying? So examine the hearts of the people who buying it, not the artists. Only thing that kind of bothered me was in between the verses. Like, I know there wasn't a hook, but that conversation response part they went through was kind of random. Like the answers didn't even bounce over one another. Like so it wasn't like even placed or line up to sound conversational. Like there was an exchange leading up to these answers. It just sounded like random phrases and words thrown together. instead.
All right, another deeply personal track because of the content on it was Show Her. So what do you guys got for that?
Yeah, I really appreciated their honesty in this track. So, like, just like all these other songs, the bars are really nice. Like, they got good rhyme schemes. Everything's happening here is like perfect, like, formula for good hip hop. I just feel like at this point in the album, though, like every instrumental is really similar. So, like, at this point in the album, I'm starting to notice. I'm like, wait, I thought I heard that already. So there wasn't very much variety to the music here for me, and so that's kind of I call this like I fall into a slump when I'm listening to the albums. This is where I started getting finding a slump here. It's like, like a hitter, if they're in a slump, then just nothing's hitting for you all of a sudden, And so I fell into a slump here a little bit too, because I wasn't really I appreciated what they were trying to do with the hook. I didn't really feel like the hook fit. And yeah, so the hook just kind of tanked the song. Even though those verses are really nice, the bars, the honesty, how candid they are on the mic, this is really great. I just felt like just as a complete song, it was just okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a good record. I like the way Murs laid out the story of him finding his boo thing, you know what I mean? And then D1 exposing the broken relationship he had with his sister was really heavy and unexpected following Murs' verse, you know what I mean? Um, like you said, the transparency was something that struck me right in the heart. I think sometimes a lot of us, we take for granted the relationships that we do have with family, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people who don't have that same kind of relationship, and it kind of reminds you to value those relationships, and also stirs the hearts for people to reach out to somebody, you know what I'm saying, who may not have talked to, for years. So I think this verse had a greater purpose than just D sharing his heart, but hopefully it will motivate those who may be broken to mend those type of relationships. Our God is a restorer. He's a healer, not only of the body, but of relationships as well, of lives and hearts. And a record like this, is something that can most definitely be used to do so, regardless whether you're a believer or not.
What are your thoughts on the track Get Blue?
But I didn't know what the record was going to be about. When they was like, Get Blue, I was like, are you talking about Jet Blue? You sell some blue? You got dandruff? I didn't know which way the Blues Clues. You know what I'm saying? It was saying, and it was like, so the sample came in, she was really, I wonder, it was really, really, really soulful. These brothers out here made a song about the struggle of fighting sexual temptations and the depression that comes along with it, and losing the battle in one swoop. I dig the message because it's something that many struggle with. I thought the concept was cool. I wish that there was an actual hook on this joint. I think that would have made it like more like richer. They had somebody really like soulful, like singing on that joint.
Honestly, like, man, I can't say I've ever heard a song like this. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's cool about like a collaboration like this. This is two artists that don't have to fit inside any box. They can talk about all these taboos that like people don't normally talk about. And so that was really dope to me. But again, like some of the songs earlier, I'm probably not gonna go bumping this one, like with the top down or something, But I thought it was a really solid track. Yeah, I wish there was a hook on this one. But everything sonically, lyrically, everything was dope. So I mean, it's just the concept was just out of the box. I mean, nothing like it. Yeah.
And it had a good bounce too, bro. That was the thing, like the way that the sample was. I'm sorry, just thinking like artistically, it had a really good bounce in a pocket where the melody. I'm in my head when I was listening. I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no.
Yeah, I agree.
But you know what I'm saying? But it was still a dope record. You know what I'm saying? It's still a dope record. And everything, this is like a buffet. You're gonna get something that you like, regardless of what record that you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From D1. You know what I mean? Because they put in that hard work, which takes us to the next record, right, Justin?
Hard work, which is the actual final track of the record. Thank you for the segue, Mr. Cutright.
What's really cool here towards the end of the album, I'm like just trying to like digest everything as it comes. And just like normal, like even though I've listened to this album a couple times now, this was just a one take hit, so I didn't like hit pause, rewind anything. I really appreciated D1's style throughout the whole album. Like he has this ability for like what he says to just feel like really raw and just off the top of his head, but also just genuine and just who he is. And so I really dig that, just as like, man, it's just so raw and fresh. Like it's almost like he's freestyling about this, but it's really dope. So like him saying reality will sting you like a bumblebee, like the way that fit into what he was saying around that wouldn't work in just on its own, but like in this context, I'm like it just works perfectly. So it's really dope how you can be a MC that can say something like that and make it sound dope. That's all. That's a long way to say that. But I really like this. This track just goes really hard. I really like this. This is a great way to end the album. You always want to end on a high note, leave someone with something to think about, and so this was really dope.
Word, word. I think that that it was encouraging to hear, um, especially from Murs' perspective, being a West Coast legend. You know what I mean? Um, that he was just talking about him navigating the space without having the machine backing you, putting in them 10,000 hours. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are willing to put in. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that they're successful, to stay consistent. Murs was dropping a treasure chest worth of gems. I saw some diamonds, some doubloons, a pirate was over, you know what I mean, where everywhere on the verse. I also love the way how D1 opened up about his fears of signing with a label. You know what I mean? Due to mistreatment and shitty dealings in the past. I feel like Tribe Called Quest said it best, industry rule 4080. Industry people are shady. Yeah, but it's like it said that honesty, that encouragement, it was something. It almost felt like it was like a give back to say, hey, you guys that are listening, that are other artists that are upcoming, you guys that are trying to work hard to press towards your dream, know that it's going to take hard work. Success is on the other side of the sweat equity that you got to deposit in.
Yeah.
Some of the stories of the hard work that we put in to make this happen.
And the final track is the Free Mac outro, which I'll talk on this a little bit. I think it's really fresh and dope to see two artists actually freestyling on a track. And not only are they freestyling, they're doing it well, and they're passing it back and forth in a playful manner. And I referenced that other interview I did with them before, and like that was legitimate. Like it wasn't staged. They didn't think about what they were doing. It was just an actual like playful back and forth response, which was really dope to hear that. And you have records in hip hop. I'm thinking of Gavi's Heathens, where he has that last track where he's in the studio talking to everybody who's in the studio with him and kind of talking about how the album came together. And so many artists have done this, where that final track they're just shouting people out and talking seemingly forever. J. Cole does it, but this was like a new take on it. Like they actually rapped their outro and kind of what was happening in making the project. So I thought that was a really dope thing to do, and that added a little bit of a unique layer over your signature "Let's Talk" on the outro track.
It started out like where they're just having a little banter, we find out that Murs broke his ankle playing basketball with D1, and then they start rapping. Like I thought that was really dope. And also like a note I had here is like I swear every D1 project I've heard, he says something about Free Max, and so I think it's a thing, like that's Mac the Legend, from No Limit. He's in jail, and a lot of people, think he might be there. What's the word? He's innocent, and so there's like this movement to try to free Mac and get him out of jail. I'm not sure what that is. I think D actually might have a relationship with Mac, but it's cool to see that he stays on that charge to just a way to shout out Mac.
Having fun and being themselves. The freestyle, hilarious, especially Murs' impression of New Orleans rappers, how they sound like pastors. Oh, Southern pastors when they go on, you know what I'm saying? They sound like old Southern preachers. Bro, I was rolling, bro, because that's how most Juvenile, BG, Lil Wayne, you go down, all of them, even D1, Sound like when the Southern Baptist preachers start to do this, they just don't do the. They just, you know what I'm saying? That thing was hilarious. Also, it's dope to hear the story of how the brothers linked up, how the relationship had grown. I did not know that D1 did not know what a Prius was. It's a Prius, bro. It's, you know, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just blessed to see a Prius, electrical gas car. You know what I'm saying? A little toy box, a Prius. Man, so it was just a lot, you know. And to find out Murs ain't got no skills on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? Like how we are on this thing having a conversation. That's how the outro was. Them being silly, them being themselves, going in over a beat. It was wonderful in the album just to show, you know, the unity, the fluidity, the synchronicity, and other idity lines, you know what I'm saying, in there. Also, on this album, bro, one thing that you cannot say if you did not know, D1 is an MC. There's a difference between a rapper and an MC, and D1 is an MC, bro.
100%.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, on this album, he didn't need the super trap, how 808s, whatever, to carry him. He let his lyricism and his energy speak no matter what the record was. He has standout bars, stories, you know what I mean, and stood toe to toe, you know what I'm saying, did not get left behind by a legend like Murs. So
Right.
he stood his ground, and it was an awesome project, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing too. When you do a collab, like you have to make sure you don't get outshined by the person you're collabing with.
Right.
So both of them bring out the best each other in that competitive spirit. Okay, so everybody watching, that was the pen portion of He's the Christian, I'm the Rapper. Now we are going to add D1 and Murs to the mix to play some games and then break down the 101 with them. So here's the fade. Today we have very, very special guests because we have two guests. We have an indie hip hop legend in Murs. Say what up, Murs.
What up, though?
And we have the New Orleans born Mr. Mogul himself, upcoming legend, D1.
Wow, what it do?
And they just dropped their joint project. He's the Christian, I'm the Rapper. So we're gonna jump into this thing. If you've been watching so far, we just reviewed their project. We let you know our honest thoughts about it. We gave it the critique. Now we're gonna ask them some questions about it. But before we do that, actually, we're going to play some hip hop related games. So this would be the game portion of Pen Game 101. The pen is us talking about the project. The game is playing the game, and the 101 is them taking us to school about the project. D1, you could appreciate that as a former teacher, I'd imagine.
Most definitely, bro. I'm just waiting to see what kind of game this is, man. But right now, I'm feeling the academic undertones of this show that I've agreed to be on.
It ain't the dope game, bro. It's not what you used to. Not the 9th Ward dope game, bro. This is holy hip hop games, bro.
Hey, man, no dry snitching, partner.
The first game is called Build a Bar. Each of you guys is going to get 2 words thrown to you, or 1 word thrown to you by Cutright. You have to rap this word in a freestyle. You have to use it within 2 lines. And then at the end of that, the next one of you is going to go for another 2 bars. And we're going to go back and forth till we do an 8-bar verse. So
we're going to take you to school, bro. All right, so D, you're going to go first, Murs, you're going to go second, we're going to go, from light to dark, we're going to get it in. That's how we go. So the first word, D, your word is Baconator. You started off. When you finish, I'm going to throw the next word to Murs. Murs, when you get it in, I'm going to throw it back to D1. We're going to get it in. You know what I mean?
All right.
So the first word, Baconator.
All right. Uno got them hot balls. I'm known to bake a hater. You'll never catch me at Wendy's eating on a whack Baconator.
Humidifier.
When I got some wet clothes, I put them in the dryer. My kid got asthma, so we use a humidifier.
Prius.
Man, I'm from New Orleans. Don't talk to me about no Prius. Old school NBA fan. Shout out to Reggie Theus.
Alfredo sauce.
Oh, man. Okay. I always put ketchup in my Alfredo sauce. You nothing but an employee. You can't say nothing to a boss.
Boss.
Platypus.
I think a platypus got about 8 legs. And if it don't, then I've been drunk for 8 days.
Yo, PlayStation 5.
Oh, wow. Yeah. My kids want me to buy a PlayStation 5. But when I buy it, my bank account ain't gonna survive.
Mandalorian.
This boy giving me 7-syllable words like Mandalorian. But it's all good, because I be riding in that DeLorean.
Yo, all right, last one, yo. John Cena, sir. John Cena.
Oh, man. I can't, hold on. Can I say that? Can I say? Never mind.
No, don't do it.
Okay. Oh, man. Aquafina. I got a calm demeanor. You can't see me like John Cena.
Hey, congratulations, sir. You guys have graduated, built the bar, you know what I mean?
Welcome. That was difficult, man.
You know what I mean? You know what's up, but y'all up at y'all from the
man, I'm sweating, you hear me? I'm sweating and everything under here, boy.
But see, that's why we had to take you to school, because you got your degree. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Bars. This is the trivia game.
Okay.
We're going to see how much each of you know about each other's state. So, Luke, take it away.
Yeah, all right. So, first off, D, can you name the members of West Side Connection?
West Side Connection. Hold on, man.
Words like, bro, you better not get that wrong.
All right, West Side Connection. Mac 10.
Yep.
All right. Hold on, Mac 10. Hold on, man. West Side. Let's see. Mac 10. What's the daddy name? Oh boy. Glasses Malone.
No. You want one more try? There's 2 more members.
I bet.
Legendary, bro.
Legendary? Oh, Ice Cube.
There we go.
Yep. I mean, I knew that one already. I was saving that till last. But Ice Cube, Mac 10, and who's the third one? It's man. Dang.
He's showing you the.
Who's showing me? Murs. Man, give me
Murs
a
was, yeah. He was showing you what it was though.
Give me a hint, cuz. All right.
It's
definitely a gang member. Let's see. Tupac.
Nah. All right, so it was the answer was Mac 10, Ice Cube, and Dub C.
Dub C, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was just playing. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. Shout out to Dub C though, but you know, yeah. All right. X Murs a whole one, man, because that wasn't like NWA or something like that.
West Side Connection went double platinum, bro.
Yeah,
bro, it didn't go. Hey, X how many albums it sold in Louisiana?
They got Mac 10 signed to Cash Money, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
All right. The second question. Murs, can you name the 3 most famous food dishes in New Orleans?
I'm gonna go jambalaya.
Time out, yo. Time out. He disqualified, boy.
Jambalaya, etouffee.
All right. According to the whatever this is based off of, it's crawfish. Gumbo, crawfish, and po' boys.
Oh, po' boy! I forgot about po' boys.
See, would you agree with that?
Yeah, no, definitely. You got to put po' boys in there. And somebody stop the presses. We got a new word, y'all. Gumbalaya. You heard?
Gumbalaya, bro.
Put it in a rhyme.
Right.
Gumbalaya.
You can have that one, D.
Believe it.
All right. Third question. D, what 4 NBA teams are in California?
Come on, man. Now y'all talking to a dude that almost went to the NBA, man. What you mean?
What you mean by almost, bro?
Almost doesn't
Like you
count.
dreamed about it?
Ask them dudes in Amsterdam about me, Murs.
Bro, first play of the game playing basketball with you, I broke my ankle, bro.
I gave this man the assist of a lifetime, y'all. A no-look pass overseas. It counts for more when you're in Europe doing it. I gave that man a no-look pass under the basket. He caught it, made the basket, and broke his ankle. So for the rest of our tour, he was on crutches. But anyway, back to the question. The Sacramento Kings, the LA Clippers, the soon-to-be world champion Los Angeles Lakers, you heard me?
Yeah.
And the...
Damn. Sorry. Oops.
Hold on.
This will hurt. This will hurt. This will go hurt you, bro. This is gonna hurt you.
Wait, y'all said 4?
This is gonna hurt you, bro. This is gonna hurt you.
Oh, the Golden State Warriors. I'm tripping.
Hey, bro, Steph ain't returning your call ever again. That's your man's and everything.
Nah.
My boy wore your shirt at the press conference and all that, bro.
Shout out to my brother Steph Curry.
Nah, bro, shout out to your
Love you, dog. Yeah.
Nah,
All
Riley gonna tell him to cancel you, bro.
Nah, man. I was thinking city names and Golden State. It threw me off. But yeah, of course.
All right, Murs. Who were the 5 artists who rapped on Make 'Em Say
Silk.
Yep.
Mystical.
Yep.
Master P.
Yep.
Fiend.
Yep.
Who was the last one? Dang, that's a hard one. I don't know that. Wait, hold on. Fiend, Mystical, Master P, Silk the Shocker. Was me and X on it?
Yep.
Yeah,
There you go. That's it. You got it.
You guys are tied up.
There we go. All right. D, what?
Oh, we competing? Oh, I'm about to cut up, man. I didn't know we was competing. Let's go, man.
All right. What restaurant famously sells waffles and chicken in Cali?
Roscoe's, man. Roscoe's. Cut up.
All right,
Let's go.
There we go. All right. Last question. Here we go. Murs. Roughly how long is Mardi Gras, and what is the final biggest day called?
I don't know how long it is. Is it? I know Fat Tuesday.
Yep.
D1 don't never let me go to Mardi Gras, man, because he said that that's too worldly and secular. So he always hate on it, man. He said it involves too much, devil and a whole bunch of stuff, man. So he prevented me from celebrating. He don't drink, so we couldn't get no grenades or hurricanes or whatever. So this is kind of his fault that I can't answer how long it is, because it was 0 days for me because he wouldn't let me participate.
Oh.
But I'll say 5 days.
I got 2 weeks right here. Yeah.
2 weeks.
Okay.
All right.
And the champ is?
You too weak, man. That's why you didn't celebrate for 2 weeks, because you're too weak, bro.
2 weeks.
So the last game is the Run It Back game, and we're going to dive into some old lyrics of both of you, and you have to try to finish the verse that I start saying to you. Again, with a Murs verse, and then D, I feel like this is going to be good for you. Murs, I don't know, man. We'll see. All right. Just left the interstate a couple minutes late. Light-skinned chick, I'm supposed to meet for a dinner date. I'll give you another line. But look, she can wait. I'm feeling me time. Police roll by. I threw the peace sign.
Bro, you giving him the whole verse, bro.
There's still like 6 lines left. Can you finish it?
You're supposed to finish it.
No, you're supposed to finish it because you allegedly wrote it unless you had a ghostwriter.
No, you're supposed to finish it. You don't listen to the rules, light skin.
No. You're supposed to finish it, Murs.
Oh, I'm supposed to finish it?
Yeah, you finish it?
Yeah, that's your verse, Murs.
Oh, I thought we were finishing each other's verses. Oh, man, that's okay. Riding all by myself.
Rap the verse.
This is the interstate. A couple minutes late. Light skinned chickens won't take it in the day, but she can wait. I'm feeling me sign. Police cruise by, throw the peace sign. I don't know the rest.
You just said the part I said.
I know.
That hoopla for
He obviously
nothing.
knows it. That was great.
Can you finish it? Do you know it?
Light-skinned chick I'm supposed to meet for a dinner date. Just left the interstate. I hit the peace sign. Sign with the lease line. And
I'm feeling that good. No worries, bro. The light turned green. I don't worry though. Just got the car washed. I'm feeling top notch. Mind simmering with schemes like a crock pot.
It wasn't a really memorable verse if you get my drift. So you know it's kind of hard for me to.
For me either, bro. Obviously.
Yeah, it was.
That was your first collab, right?
Yeah, I actually called him after he sent me that verse. I no lie, I called him after he sent me that verse. Didn't even know him at the time. And I was like, hey, bro, I'm not really feeling this verse, man. Can you send me another one? And we had an awkward, 5-second pause on the phone. And then I bust out laughing. I said, bro, I'm just joking, man. Thank you so much for this, man. I'm truly grateful forever. So, yeah, that's how our friendship started, on a lighthearted note. He did a verse for me. And
so you just straight up lied to him then?
I lied to him.
Man, sinning from the beginning. This guy's been sinning ever since I met him, bro.
Sinning from the beginning. Right.
All right, ready? So D. Yeah, I rap a lot. Music stay around me. Got bars everywhere, just like Burger Street. Finish up.
I rap a lot, bars stay around me. Just bars everywhere, just like Bourbon Street. And Ma told me, go ahead, switch the style up. If they hate, then let them hate and watch the money pile up. My natural high is riding by myself, and I'm always strapped, so I got my seatbelt. Hey, how many more you want, man?
That was good.
That was good enough.
That was good, bro.
I got this. I ain't need no help. I'm always all good when I'm riding by myself. That was the rest of it I got.
Yeah.
Man, D1 killing the games right now.
Man, it must be nice to have only 7 albums.
Hey man, just because I ain't start rapping when cassette tapes were a thing, bro, you can't get mad at me, bro. For real.
Hey, bro.
I came out in the mixtape era, so I got way more than 7 projects, but a lot of them on Dat Piff and live mixtapes, but they'll be on streaming soon. Don't trip. I really got about 20 projects, dog.
All right, we can move on now. All right, guys, was it fun? Was it entertaining?
I liked it, bro.
That was fun, man.
Okay, cool.
Okay, good. So here is the 101 part. You guys are going to take us to school. We're going to ask you some questions. We're going to start with Luke and then cut right. Just take over right when Luke's done.
Cool. I just really thought, with this album, it was really dope hearing how each of you, step into each other's world a little bit. Maybe if there's anything to that, maybe share a little bit what that's like. Like Murs, you're talking about, you're coming to this with you're stepping into the Christian world kind of a little bit. Just talk about what that might have been like for you, and then D, what that's like for you to share a platform with him.
Man, I think it's I don't know. It's I don't think it was forced to me. I'm a spiritually rooted person, so it was cool. I reference things on all my albums about God, but to know that the audience may receive me and people who share the same beliefs may be hearing it, I think that was exciting for me. Something I look forward to releasing this album, doing interviews on this platform, to be added back to certain playlists of people now, because they know that I love the Lord is the good thing. But to make music that I feel would empower people that I don't usually get a chance to speak light to. I was honored to do that, and D definitely opens that door. His name and his brand that he's built in that lane and in both lanes, but he definitely has a name in that lane, in the Christian hip hop lane. He opened up a lane for me to be received by you wonderful people.
I mean, I've been putting Murs on pretty much my whole career. I've been putting them on my back, you know what I'm saying, and just helping to just keep them bills paid, because in California the cost of living is high. So I've been giving him an audience and trying to look out as much as possible. So this was just another extension of what we've been doing. Pretty much him riding my coattails for almost a decade now. So
tell it like it is, bro. Say less.
Yeah. So that's you know, that's what was exciting about this for me. But I mean, as far as the chemistry, y'all, like our chemistry is built from a genuine friendship. I think I spoke about this on some other interview that we did. I took a screenshot of a phone call Murs and I did that was 3 hours long, and this was this was having nothing to do with an album rollout or nothing to do with marketing, marketing plans. This was just about life. Anytime you're friends with another artist who you respect their craft to the fullest, to the utmost. You know, the first time I met this man, I ran up to him as a fan. I was a middle school teacher from New Orleans, and I ran up to him as a fan at South by Southwest and just asked to take a picture. And I was a little nervous, and my partner was like, "Man, go do that." He seemed like he cool. So to go from there, from me always having respect for him as an artist, but to have that friendship, it just makes the chemistry something to where we don't worry about lanes and boxes that people put us in. We laugh at those things because we know that our chemistry as men and as friends is going to make the music dope, is going to make the experience fun, and the fans who are meant to receive it and be blessed by it, they will. And the ones who aren't, well, guess what? We're going to keep trying to reach them. So that's why I want to make the music as dope as possible. But the only people who aren't going to feel something that me and Murs do are the people who judge it before they listen to it because of the title or because I hate to bring race into it, but because it's two black men rapping together, you know, and you got some people that would prefer Murs to rap with white people, just to be honest with you. And those type of things, it's like, it's okay. We all have our preferences and our bias that may exist, but when you actually just strip away all of those things and get to the music, I feel like we always gonna create something. We've toured together, we've done music together, we've done a movie together, and we ain't struck out yet. You hear me?
I will say this. Hold on, sorry, cut right.
You're good.
I did put him on. I talked to Chris Calico last night, who's on our album, who's also a Christian man who grew up in the church. A lot of people think things about Tech Nine and in the strange music family like they're not. But he's very, very, very a man of God. So it's good to have him on the album. And he said, "Who's the famous R&B? I wish I would know the gospel singer." But he had never heard D1. He's like, "I probably would have never listened to D1 if you didn't get me on that feature." And he's dope. And he got a song with some big time, I don't know, Christian. He's like,
He's on with Jonathan McReynolds, right?
yeah. He's like, yeah, he got a song with Jonathan McReynolds. Man, how did I not know? You know, he's really dope. And it's, it's just sometimes like he's kicking in the door for me on his side, and I'm kicking in the door for his side. People are like, oh, he could rap.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was a huge fan of Little Brother, and I stumbled across your joint projects that you did with Knife, Murs 316, like Dark Skin White Girl, one of my favorite songs. You know what I'm saying, that you ever did. That joint was real dope and real deep. One thing that always stood out about those projects were that they were both dope and profanity free. Though a lot of your catalog, of course, is more colorful. The question I had was it easier to get back into that way of writing while doing the record with D, or was it harder because of that? And the follow-up would be like, was it harder to talk about your faith in this record due to the fan base being unfamiliar with that side of you?
No, on both fronts. Me and Knife did a couple records with no curse words, and then no one noticed and no one cared. So it was like, okay, but I didn't stop it because it was difficult. And I write, like D1 tell you, I write really fast, so it was nothing to not curse in the song. You know, it's hard for me not to curse when I'm freestyling or when I'm having a conversation, but when writing, I could turn it off and on. And it was where I'm at in my life. It was very easy to write from a spiritual fan base, spiritual place, and my fan base. The last album I did, The Strange Journey to Unimaginable, I started talking about God and I ended talking about God. So it was a natural progression. I just felt forward with Atmosphere, and that's kind of a left one. But as far as me, like what's going on in my life, it was a real natural progression. So it wasn't difficult at all. And like he said, I don't care what people think. You know what I mean? If it bothers me more when people who consider themselves to be Christians would not receive the message. I was more worried about that. Like, are they gonna, you know, give me a shot? But my people, if they listen, they don't. If they don't, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's that like? Because obviously there's like there's a certain audience that would listen to a record like this, you know? And so maybe both of you guys could share a little bit about this, but who is it that you would hope to listen to it, or what was like, I mean, obviously this is fruit of your relationship, just you guys being friends, obviously, but you know that when you create a record like this, there's going to be certain people that listen to it. What would you hope comes from this record? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, just to be transparent, this is the first time I ever done a collab album. So my goal was for us to both bring our fan bases to the table. You heard me?
That's cool. Yeah.
We both touring artists. I think there's a little bit of overlap with our fan bases, but for the most part, you know, he is a heavy West Coast artist. Like, people think West Coast, they think Murs. You think New Orleans, you think D1. I was looking forward to, you know, all that coming together. And I mean, we both have been like mainstays for at this point in just hip hop period. Like Murs says, I've been blessed enough to be on, you know, to be exposed to both sides of what they would call hip hop, I guess, secular and faith based, as far as
Right.
people being familiar with me. So that's cool, because I always sought to be a dude that, like, I'll be in the clubs, man, and I'm
What you doing in
performing.
the clubs, bro?
Huh?
What you doing in the clubs?
Bro, I'm in the clubs talking about God and rapping about, you know, God by my side so no man can harm me. This is the story of a one-man army right before Juicy J, you know, and I'm opening up right before Juicy J come out there and rap. And, you know, that's in Orange County, California. Or I'm on tour with Young Dro, you know what I mean? Talking about Shoulder Lean and talking about, you know, whatever Dro be talking about. Shout out to Dro. But I'm the same dude I am on this album with Murs. I'll be that same dude, but in those environments. And God didn't call everybody to be able to do that. But it's a reflection of how I grew up down here. Like, you know, I grew up in a war zone. I grew up in the Goose. That's a part of the Ninth Ward, east side of New Orleans. And I've never partaken in those activities, but it was always all around me. So because of that, it just made it to where whatever I bring to the table, it's like the word we used before, gumbalaya. You know what I mean? Like, my fan base feels like some gumbalaya, because it's some people that's super Christianed out. It's some people that's just like, yo, I'm just a person trying to figure it out, but I just know I need some positivity in my life when I turn on that radio. You know what I'm saying? And D1 provides that. Turn on whatever you want, because when you get D1 on there, it's going to be the same thing every time. It's going to be a brother trying to be real, righteous, and relevant. So I wanted to bring these three. No, you disrespectful, bro. I ain't feeling that. All right, I see you. Anyway.
Good plug.
That's
Hey,
dope, though. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Hey, to answer y'all question, bro, like that was my goal, is for us to both bring whoever's rocking with us to the table, and to throw people off a little bit too, man, because I think people come to expect certain collab projects from artists. So it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I don't think people thought that this made sense, but what they are seeing is that it made amazing music. Even if it didn't make sense, it made amazing music. So,
but Luke, my goal was to get. I knew my fans weren't gonna mess with it at all because the word Christian in it, and because I'm rapping with another black person, they don't like that. Or don't say some of them don't like. I hate to. There's a lot of them that do. Some of them don't. But my goal was to get some fans somewhere between Reconcile and Toby and Wigwe. I think that's where we fit.
Okay.
We're kind of lyrical, but we're kind of fun. Like D1 brings that energy, but he's still lyrical. You know, I bring the traditional boom bap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those fans that are looking for somewhere in between that, because those are two, I don't know if they like to be called Christian rappers or faith-based rappers. I don't want to offend nobody. But for me, two Christian rappers that I admire and I listen to their stuff. You know what I mean? Along with D1. But I think we fit somewhere in there. And I know I look like propaganda, but I don't think it sounds like a prop record.
So for this project, you guys worked with a single producer, Curtis King. He provided a unique, soulful sound experience. So how did you guys kind of, with him, sort through that production and kind of pick and choose what you wanted?
I liked every beat that dude sent, man. Every single beat he sent, I was like, bet, let's go. Like this wasn't a matter of him sending us 15 or 20 or 25 beats and us picking 10. This was every beat he played. It was like, all right, what we finna rap about to this? I love that zone of the soulful boom bap production style. I don't feel like I get enough of that, me being from the South. You know, I feel like there's like a stereotype of what we're supposed to rap over. And when you think about performing, you're always thinking about up-tempo joints that knock, that you can come out and rock a show to. But with this, it was more or less like, what are songs that we can provide a dope story on top of? So every beat that boy played, I was just like, cue it up.
Yeah, we made a conscious effort because with D1, we could have went a lot of ways. And for me, like, we know a lot of producers. But I wanted to give my fans a chance so they couldn't say it was too different. Because if it's Christian, if it's faith-based and it's over something that sounds trappy or Southern, they're not going to be with it. But me and Curtis King have been messing with each other for a long time. And thanks to TrackLib, if you're a producer, check out TrackLib, because we were able to use sample-based and clear the samples and give the artists that we sampled their just due and equity in the project.
That's dope. That's cool.
He had tons of stuff to choose from. So everything Curtis did, he had a relationship with TrackLib. So all the samples were cleared. And so my fans, I'm like, that's why I can challenge my fans, like, what's wrong with it? You know what I mean? It's faith-based. You guys hate God that much, where it's not that different. It's a boom bap album. Curtis King is an independent rap staple. He's a producer on a high level producer. Why don't y'all mess with it? And so I knew we went consciously into that. And thank God D continued to like the beats. And it was never, and for How Great was the one time I gave Curtis a sample, because it's based on a song that my grandfather sings all the time in church. And I went and found a sample for How Great, and I sent it to him. He freaked it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably my favorite track on the album, actually.
Yeah.
Was that your grandfather that was singing?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
right.
That's dope. That's
knew
great.
It's somebody grandpa. I knew it.
Yeah, fresh out of church. Me and D1 went to church with him that morning, and then he came to the studio and sang the song for us.
Yep.
92
Wow.
years old.
Murs, so I've been listening to you, just like Cut Right. I've been listening to you for a while. I actually listened to your Felt albums, and so you just put out Felt, and so you drop these projects collabing with other artists like in back-to-back months. So obviously you like to collaborate with other artists. What's the most exciting part about that for you?
Learning. I like to try to learn from everyone. What I can learn from D, collaborating with Curtis King. He's a friend of mine. I love having, getting to work with him and spend time with him. Same thing with D. He's a friend. So spending time with my friend. I'm a workaholic, so I don't really I don't have friends unless we're working. So it gives me time to talk to, other people. If not, I'll just be in the house writing by myself.
Right.
So it's exciting to get a chance to learn, see how other MCs create, and take some work off the plate, because I don't have to always come up with the hook. Or I can come up with hooks like something like Show Her on our album.
Yeah.
Baby Girl. Like he started doing, and I can help give him words, but I can't sing, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not sultry and sexy and Southern. So I could throw him words like, say this, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
It's like an iron sharpens iron thing.
Yeah.
So check it out, No Pictures of Jesus, bruh. First single from the project, first track on the album. Y'all kicking the door, waving Psalm 44. You know what I mean? All of killing, just killing, you know what I mean? All of the, you know what I mean? The mysticism and the myths and all that. It's such a powerful statement to kick off the rest of the project. Why was it important to you guys to address the white Jesus controversy out the door, and why y'all think it matters or why it doesn't matter so much?
Bro, it was so important to have to address this controversy about what color Jesus was, because that factor alone is preventing so many people from coming to Christ. And that is heartbreaking. It's also heartbreaking how in the year 2020, people are still trying to, use the narrative that Jesus was a white man with blonde hair and blue eyes as a form of putting their knee in colored folks' neck. You feel me? And I just felt like there had to be a time where this could be addressed in song format in a way that felt constructive. So hopefully someone who has been pushing this narrative for years could listen to this song and be like, dang, that's true. I need to be following Jesus for his character, not his color, so that even they wouldn't feel like they're not welcome in the Christian faith. It's just like, yo, even if you've been out here pushing these lies, like, you still welcome to be a Christian for sure, and there's still a place for you in heaven, but we need you to just stop pushing this false narrative. And the tone of how the song came about and the tone of how the topic got addressed was everything for me. I always try to have this equal balance of addressing difficult topics, but being lighthearted enough, but direct enough to where it's like, you get the point that I'm trying to make, but you also don't feel like it's straight war. You hear me? And I felt like we addressed it properly on that song, which was important. I don't ever try to do songs that I feel like another artist has already done this the way I would want to do it. And I hadn't heard anyone in hip hop address the color of Jesus in a song in the way we did. So that's why I was excited to do it.
Something that just hit me is like, not that Jesus is David Blaine, but people will look at like David, the color, no one ever, I don't know what nationality David Blaine is. I just think what he does is amazing. You know what I mean? Jesus performed miracles, David Blaine does magic tricks, but on a 1,000-time level, like if I'm telling you a story about, hey, this man turned water into wine, you go, hey, was he white or black? You know what I mean? He's just like, he did what? Hey, this man died for our sins and absolved us of all our sins, and now we get to go to heaven. Wait, what color was he first? Like, it doesn't make no sense,
D, you talk about the broken relationship you and your sister have over the years on Show Her and Murs. You spoke about the pain of losing a child on Tough Questions. So the level of vulnerability, transparency you both put on display throughout the project is incredible. So was this kind of an intentional thought, or just as writers and rappers, it kind of just flowed out and came out that way?
We're both very straightforward rappers, D1 is a little more veiled. There's things D1 hasn't talked to me about in his life. I'm kind of like an open book. I tell all my business. So when he did that verse for Show Her, I was like, okay, what? Like, you know what I mean? To this day, I just still don't know the whole story. You know what I mean? But he really, I think to me, as being his friend, I think he opens up more in his music sometimes than he does to his friends, at least for me, to his rap friend. You know what I mean?
It's interesting to hear Murs say that, because if you're a person who doesn't open up a lot, I don't think, at least I can speak for myself, it's not a conscious effort not to open up. So to hear a person that's my friend say that, it's like, dang, it's not even something I'm doing intentionally, is not opening up to people. And that probably comes from being real open with people in the past, and then you feel like, dang, man, like this stuff always get used against you somehow, or thrown back in your face, or used to belittle you and whatnot. So that's probably just a personal thing I need to work on, to be real with y'all. As far as that song and the I even hate to use the word broken. I just say the lack of a tight relationship with my sister. I remember when that beat came on, and me and Murs, we kind of looked at each other for a second, like, yo, are we trying to rap about the same thing in our verses, or is there a certain topic for this? And I came up with the hook, the baby girl, you've been on my mind joint. And at that point, it was just like, bet, rap about what you want to rap about. I'll rap about what I want to rap about. And this was early in the recording process.
Yeah, you know what? I just remind me. Part of it is because I didn't know what you were going to talk about, because I was like, let's not tell each other.
Yep.
I was like, never. And D1 was really pushing that was a friction kind of like he was pushing him like, let's make sure we're on the same page. I'm like, no, you go where the music tells you to go, where the spirit tells you to go, and that way it's pure.
Yep.
I don't think Show Her would have came out about his sister if I had told him like, oh, I'm writing about my wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Big facts. That's exactly what happened. He was like, nah, like let's not tell each other. And I was like, okay. So I just wanted to, and you know what it was too. Like I said, this is my first time doing a collab project, y'all. So I didn't want to get out rapped, like at the end of the day, I didn't want to be with a dude that's sitting here talking about like, yo, my 4th generation ancestor, spoke to me spiritually and da-da-da. And I'm sitting here rapping about a girl I hollered at the bus stop, or something just super like surface that's like, come on, dig deeper than that. So I was like, all right, here we go, and that's what it really stemmed from. I didn't want to, I didn't want to not carry my weight on this project. And that particular verse, I knew that if anything else, that was me digging deeper than I've dug on that topic throughout my whole rap career. So it felt good to put that out there. And now I have a whole bunch of fans who want to be my therapists and essentially tell me what I need to be doing. And I need to go and call my sister today, and they tweeting me for checkups and like, did you call her yet? Did y'all talk? When are you going to visit her? So I was just like, I kind of cringed a little bit because I'm like, when you put your personal business out there like that, that's when you open yourself up to the public all having an opinion on your personal business. And that's what I'm like, oh, that reminds me of like the feeling that I don't like sometimes. But also when I get the DMs from people that's like crying and they're telling me that they're crying, or telling me how much this song or this verse helped them, get through their broken relationship and cope with the tough relationship they may have with their siblings. It's like, all right, man, like this is why I should remain, open and transparent. And if that's the case, I got a lot more where that verse came from. Not about that topic, but just about, life. So I'm looking forward to continuing to do that.
And you just talked about like creativity and kind of like moving forward and such. He's talking about too dark skin, too light skin, going from really like the darkness and everything here, moving into too light skin. That was a phenomenal record, and the way that you guys actually lightened up such a dark issue such as colorism. Y'all did an amazing job. I see you wearing a 90s shirt. You wore that in the video, bro. That place was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Wherever that was, I need to go and take my wife to be finna have a date night. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing. Why, in your opinion, is colorism not weighed the same as racism?
For the same reason, sickle cell isn't a big deal because it only affects Black people. Colorism isn't seen as a huge issue because not a lot of people can relate because it's something in the Black community, and along with the list of things as we're seeing now coming to the forefront that Black people have to deal with, this is lower on the totem pole than systemic racism and other things, but it is an issue. And I think that's one of our least popular. To me, the video is amazing. Shout out to
Amazing, bro.
Shout out to Welcome to the 90s. I think the video was perfect. I think the song was dope, and I think it fell on deaf ears because I don't know if a lot of our people, of Black people, I don't feel like enough Black people have heard that song, but I think if they could hear it, I think it would touch their hearts.
Listen, so other than the cover of the project, was there any other influence of Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff on this collaboration? Was it strictly just the cover and the album title?
The boom bap of it, the production and the the lightheartedness of like too dark skin, too light skin for sure, and the Free Mac outro were definitely and I think just the topics we talked about, even on Get Blue, we're both talking about like jazz, like Fresh Prince would always rap about things that were not traditional. Parents just don't understand. Nobody's done that topic yet. I think I could beat Mike Tyson. Like there's all Charlie Mack, he wrote a song about a security guard. Charlie Mack's the first out the limo. Charlie Mack got a gang of Instagram followers still because like he's So I think we did topics that people wouldn't normally talk about in honor of those two, that group.
All right, so Murs, could you name another rapper you'd be interested in making a Christian-themed album with? And then D, maybe vice versa, could you name a mainstream artist you'd love to do a project with?
What's dude name? Toby Mac.
Toby Mac?
Toby Mac. I'm taking Toby Mac to the street, bro.
Oh,
Dude.
My top 3, Toby Mac, and then I never thought about that. Toby Mac and Toby and Wigway, like that's 2 Tobys. Two of the most iconic. Man, I might have to have another son and name him Toby so he could be hot in Christian rap.
You're trying to go platinum, grab that Toby feature. He'll at least get you gold.
Either of the Tobys or Reconcile.
Oh, nice. Okay. What about you, D?
Now my man Starlito out of Nashville, Tennessee. Starlito. Outside of Starlito, I love to do a full-length project with Lil Wayne.
That'd be crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. And that's my top 2 right there.
Y'all can call it Lil 1.
Lil
This what happened. Y'all missed the ball.
Here we go. I know it's coming.
Y'all missed the ball. D, for this album alone, you should have changed your name to Frankincense. So it would have been Frankincense and Murs, bro. I'm saying, bro, it would have been everywhere, bro. Y'all missed it, bro. You know what I mean?
That would
Dang!
That's the Christmas album. That's the Christmas album.
Bro, that's it, bro. That's the Christmas. Y'all come back for the Christmas album, bro.
No, I need that Christian rapper out there named Frankincense. I know there's somebody. There's a holy hop, bro. It has to be
That's
a
how you get them Franken dollars. You gotta have Frankincense.
Holler at me, Frankincense. MC Frankincense, wherever you at. We got a collab for the Christmas album.
So that is it with D1 and Murs. Thank you guys for joining us on Pen Game 101. It was a privilege to speak to you both for the 3rd time. But this time obviously was a ton of fun because we played some games, and that is new. That was a new thing to the mix. Guys, just give us like a real quick word, real quick plug to take us out.
Oh yeah, make sure y'all listen to the album, subscribe to the podcast. I'm back to cursing on my next record. I don't know if y'all want to hear that. I'm just giving you forewarning so you don't burn your ears out. Because I love Jesus and I curse, man. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I'm out in these streets too. With I'm in all the BS, bro.
So Murs, so we gotta get this on record. Are you a Christian?
I will not affiliate myself with that brand. Jesus wasn't a Christian. He went to heaven. I'm good. I'm good with my OG pastor homie told me, like, it's all about your relationship with God. Christianity, God existed before Christianity. The earth existed before Christianity.
For everybody watching this, though, if this don't get cut, man, honestly, be bold about your relationship with Christ. Be bold about your walk with Christ. The world needs it now more than ever, and time is ticking on all of our lives, yo, for real. So, ain't no time to be lukewarm, yo. We were put here for a purpose.
Revelation 3:16. Go ahead and check that out.
Do that. And after you check that out, go check out He's the Christian, I'm the Rapper album by D1 and Murs. You hear me?
All right, so that was D1 and Murs. Thank you guys for breaking down that 101. So, Cutright, I'm going to kick it to you. What are your final thoughts about this whole episode between the pen, the game, and the 101?
Bro, I thought this joint was phenomenal. The project was awesome. Them brothers was hilarious. As so much to say, it was so rich. They were authentically themselves throughout the whole, throughout the whole game. You know what I'm saying? They showed off they freestyle skills. It was dope. And we had a good time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes our artists can get on and be artists and not really just be like regular people. You know what I'm saying? Just have regular conversations. So I appreciated the normalcy of the interactions that we was having, the transparency and cats keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for me, I just really liked this whole show was really dope. Like, so when I was reviewing this, I was just dissecting the music for what it was. But then once I met them, and they're so comfortable and like funny and just like normal people, I'm like, man, this is just dope in itself. Like, so just whatever they do now, I'm gonna listen to. Like, it was kind of that. It had that effect on me. I'm like, yeah, this is great. And so it was a great night. It was just awesome being able to talk to these guys. Big props to D1 and Murs for messing with our games and being good sports with that. And yeah, this was really cool. Thanks.
All right, and that's going to wrap up Pen Game 101. We hope you enjoyed the whole episode. Please leave us some comments. We're still new at this. What do you think we can do better? What do you love? What are some words that you want us to throw at rappers in the game? Who do you want to see on here that has a project that's coming out? Leave us all the feedbacks in the comments. We do have an intro now, and you're gonna see that, or actually, you've already seen that. So we're trying to up the level every week as we go, just like we're trying to up our interviews and up our interactions. We appreciate you all rocking with us, and everybody, whether it's morning or night, have a good day, and we will see you next time. Peace.